Yo, it's Antoine Chambers here of Antoine Chambers Consulting, and we are about to talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Today, I wanted to deal with the topic of your sales are on hold. Your sales are on hold, and I'm pulling up my screen so that I can see y'all. Pretty much, I want to talk about the thought of your sales are on hold. This video is specifically for those people who are entrepreneurs that are trying to sell a product, whether it's digital or brick and mortar, wherever it is that you are selling your product. So the thought for today is that your sales are on hold. When I think about your sales being on hold, I think about the fact that many entrepreneurs desire to have a income from their business. Entrepreneurs don't necessarily get into their businesses to make money, but in order for your business to grow, it requires for you to have some type of profitability. It requires for people to buy your product or services, and in turn, you are able to make the wages or the money that you want. So when it comes to sales, one of the things that is important is understanding a sales process. In this video, I won't go over the entire sales process because it can be intricate and it can take a little bit of time. But what I want to do is I want to get everybody that chooses to watch us, chooses to share, chooses to spend their moment listening to this to get in the mindset of, I have a product, I have a service, I can sell that product, I can sell that service, and I can make an income from my business, whether it's a side business, a side hustle. The common reason that your sales are on hold is because of an inability to sell. Selling is an uncomfortable thing sometimes when you have to ask for the sale, when you have to qualify your people, when you have to get information to make sure that they're getting a product that's best for them. Online, this is even more complicated. But a lot of times our sales are on hold because we don't have those factors. We're not getting that information. So thanks, bro, David. Cool. So the reason that the sales are on hold is because it's like, well, I know I have a product and I know that I want to get money for this product, but in between me having the product and getting money for the exchange of the product, I'm missing these steps in between. I'm missing how to get people interested enough to buy my product. I'm missing how to get enough people connected to the product to actually take out their wallet, to take out their card, to take out their cash and make the purchase. And people don't buy for a lot of different reasons. One of the most common reasons why people don't buy online is because there's not enough information. We need information to make a good purchasing decision. We need information to make a good purchasing decision. So oftentimes, even if you consider the things that you've purchased in your life, especially those things online, you will often see something that you're interested in and you will do research. So let's say you're buying some shoes. There's certain things you want to know about these shoes to make sure that it's the right item for you to purchase, because we hold our money very dearly and very closely. So when we purchase, we're like, okay, well, with this money, I want to make the decision that's best for this money. Whether you're a great financial steward or not a great financial steward, you consider the dollars that are spent. So for entrepreneurs, for marketers, for business owners, it's important to know that your potential client, your potential customer is going through these decisions. And if you cannot sell them on the fact that your item for them is the right item for them, that it meets their need or meets their desire, you will find yourself feeling like, man, I can't get to where I'm trying to go. People aren't buying. I remember, and if you're going to hang out, make sure that you hang out, post a comment, let me know that you're here. Let me know whether it's a replay or not. Let me know that you are here. So, about a year or two ago, I remember walking up to a restaurant. It was like a small family-owned restaurant that that sold food that had been around this neighborhood for years. They had been in this particular spot for over 20 years. And uh, they were like, hey, yeah, sales are slow right now. So I'm for you to digest your own, I'm talking about the story of a restaurant. So they were like, sales are slow right now. And, I think it's because it's January and people are just coming out of Christmas, so they're not really spending money on restaurants. So this is restaurant one. I go to this one. I'm like, man, it ain't nobody in here. I asked the owner, how's business? He's like, man, it's slow. I go to another restaurant that had similar products, and their restaurant had lines, like literally a line out the door. So I'm like, well, you have one restaurant that hasn't been around as long, that has a line outside of the door. You have another restaurant, or the other restaurant, that has two people in it, including me. There, but one owner says, well, people just aren't buying. Well, it's not that people aren't buying, it's that you're not selling. And selling is not just saying, hey, i have I have this thing. Hey, I have this thing. Hey, I have this thing. That is not how you sell. That's not how you produce profit in your business. To sell, you have to be able to lock into the potential consumer where they are. So consumers purchase at a particular point in their kind of decision making scale. So they are interested in finding a new toy for their child. Now, there are things that go into their decision as well. What toys does my child have? Will this be a complementary toy to what they already have? Is this an add-on? Is this something they need? Will they actually play with it? Will they like it? There are so many things that go into the buying decision. If you think of the last purchase you made, you're probably like, man, I went through a lot to decide on this particular one at this particular price point. And when you are a business that has a lot of competitors in your niche or in your area, from chiropractors to doctors to people that sell t-shirts to what, like, there's so many people in that area that you have to create enough of a difference and give enough information that the people that are potential buyers can make a wise decision. So a couple of ways that you can do that. And if you're going to hang out, let me know that you're here. Drop your name in the comments. Say, hey, say something so that I know that you're here. So when it comes to the sales process, you have to think who needs this product as well as who would be willing to buy it. Who desires this product, and what is the reason for them wanting to purchase such a thing? So when you think of, if it's courses, which a lot of people are selling courses, if it's whatever, what does the person that I'm selling to want? What do they need to know? Why is this the right thing for them? Because when they're making their decision off of a number of factors. And if you don't hit those points, whether it's a pain point or whether it's a point of interest, or a point of community, if you don't hit those points, then you end up having your sales on hold because you're not selling based on what they desire, what they need, where they are. So if you want to improve your sales, you have to first improve your sales process. This is not talking about your advertising process. This is not talking about any of those things. It's talking about what you're communicating to the person that you're hoping that will buy your service, your product, your course, whatever it is. If you can't communicate clearly to them, they won't buy. And then someone else will step up and somebody else will buy because they're either more available. Somebody else, they will buy from somebody else because that person gave more information. They'll buy from somebody else because that person hit a pain point that they were dealing with. They'll buy from somebody else because that person may have shared the right experience. So if your sales are not where you want them to be, you have to look at how you're selling. You can't blame the fact that your sales aren't where they need to be. You can't blame that on the consumer. The consumer has a lot of choices, has a lot of options, and that consumer has to find the best option for them. Your job is to help them understand that you're the best option for them based on their needs, based on their desires. If you're selling a physical product that helps them, you have to be able to clearly express what the features are, what the benefits are, how this is a value to them, how this needs to be a part of their collection of whatever they have. So communication is really important in making sure that when you're selling, people understand. Because if they don't understand, they won't buy, and then you're holding yourself back. So, quick overview: your sales are often on hold because you are not selling. The reason that you're not selling is because of either fear or lack of knowledge on how to sell or what you're selling. So, again, sales are on hold. The reason the sales are on hold is because you aren't selling, because you're not certain of how your product helps a particular person, how your product is suited for that person that you're hoping to buy. But most importantly, you're not prepared to close. So at the end of qualifying them and getting and asking them questions and getting the answers and making sure that it's right for them, at the end, you literally have to say, is this, did you want to go with this today? And just be patient and wait for the answer. Now, when you have a digital product, it's harder to say, well, would you like to buy this today? With digital, you have to do retargeting. You have to be able to create engagement and do some stuff on another level. So there's the online sales and there's the in-person sales. And no matter which one you do, you have to have a sales process. You have to take them through this educational process. I have one friend that she was interested in buying a chair or something. She read so many reviews on this chair, and after reading 50 plus reviews, she still didn't buy because she just wasn't ready. So sometimes you have to be so consistent in your pursuit of clientele, in your pursuit of your perfect customer, that when it's time for them to purchase, they know that you still exist. They know that your product still works for them, your service still works for them, your course still works for them, whatever it is. So that way they can feel more connected to your brand. And I was reading something yesterday where it was talking about how uh, as entrepreneurs, you don't necessarily always have the budget to spend on research and development. You may not have the high budgets to deal with certain things that major companies do. But as an entrepreneur, you have to figure out what's the quickest route, and not necessarily the quickest route. What is the best route to get me connected to my consumers and start to cultivate the culture of my business to them? How can I get connected to them to where they're like, oh, I understand what you offer. I understand why you offer it. I understand how it helps me. Now, my only objection is, do I have the money to afford it? And am I ready to do it now? So if you can get your sales chops and your ability to sell to a point where people are not asking, well, is this for me? Versus they are asking, all right, how much do I have to put down? Or, where's my credit card so I can pay? You want them to transition their questions to questions that are like, okay, what are the options that I have available? Especially if you're selling high-end products and that type of stuff, you want to make sure that you can communicate that pretty well. So that's what I have today. Your sales are on hold, but you can take those sales off of hold. Also, if you are an entrepreneur and want to sit down with me to have a quick session to help you map out your plan for your marketing for your business, to understand how to go walk your customers and potential clients through the process of making that sale, you can definitely DM me for a link to book a one-on-one with me. In that one-on-one, we will go over your goals and your dreams for your business. In that one-on-one, we'll take a look at what you've done that has been working, what you've done that's not been working, and then we'll be able to create a plan for you to execute on making the most of your business, making the most of your sales. And and I'm going to see if there's any questions just in case there are. Your sales are on hold, but it doesn't have to be on hold. People are still buying, people are still spending money, and they might as well spend the money with you. So that's my time for today. If anybody that is on has questions, let me know. But that's what I got for you. But I'm about to head out. I'm gonna try to make these things 15 minutes or less, and I'm at my 15-minute point today. So today, I just talked about your sales. And if you have questions about marketing, ministry, music, hit me up. I'd be happy to help you. All right, love you all, and Peace.